Okay, so let's try dodge the creepers. Let's go to 2D and let's try to see how the game works. And this one is more of an Android game, it seems. Okay, so similar to the other one, but it doesn't control with the mouse. Let's see if it controls with the controller. Oh, it does have controls, joystick controls. The D-pad controls seems to be wrong. Maybe I have it. I wonder if I have it right on the settings. But let's see. Let's see if you can control the speed. No, you cannot control the speed. So this one doesn't have the analog function that the other one had. It has a really cool music. I give it that. Touch the grips. And there's a timer. I guess the game is all about trying to survive as much as you can. So it doesn't seem to have much besides that. But the sprite do rotate with the direction you press. At least when pressing it up and down. So I think we have seen enough to understand what the game is about. So let's take a look at the scene. This one seems a little bit more elaborate than the other one. With a couple more scenes created for different stuff. Let me check the project settings to see what happened on the input map. Why? So I don't know if this is a problem with the. I'm pretty sure this must be a problem with at least the version I had. The joypad buttons are wrong. So let's try to fix that. Now it should be correct. The other settings seem to be correct. It was just that input for some reason is wrong. So let's save it and let's try it. Let's see if I can start it. I cannot start it, but I cannot start it with the controller. But yeah, now it controls properly with the D-pad. Okay. So it's a simple background color. Mob timer, probably we have that. There's a timer that keep counting for spawning the enemies. Score timer. I'm going to guess that this one is this one. Because your score and then is pretty much the time you survive. And this one says a start timer. Probably, is there a timer for the start? Yeah, the get ready timer. That's the get ready timer. So there is a start position and a move pad and move pad location. So since that the paths for the enemies are predetermined, so they are not random, they are predetermined paths. Okay, so this path determines the spawn location. So the spawn location is something that will follow along the path, and probably as the move timer gets to 0, it spawns an enemy. I'm going to guess that's how it works. The HUD is very simple. I think we can see it later. Man, this music, this is a really cool track. House in a forest loop. And it's a 25-second loop. Lovely, lovely. Like the English says, lovely. With a cup of tea. Lovely. Okay, so let's start looking at those scripts. I guess we can also take a look at the player scene and the hot scene, which are the two scenes that are going to be instanced. Well, so there are two animations. I'm going to guess that is based on the eye position. A particle trail. I don't remember seeing that trail. Let me look at it again. Oh yeah, there's a trail. That's clearly copies of the sprite. Copies of the sprite. Both. There's a bit of an alpha and a scale. An alpha and a scale change over time. Okay, so let's see what else is here. He uses a capsule collision shape. And there's the animated sprite. We don't need to animate it. The only other animation will be to flip. If you're going up and down. I don't know why you don't flip. Maybe do you flip when you're going left and right? Well, I guess we'll know. There is no animation player, so I'm going to guess that the animations then are controlled by the player. So let's see. Let's look at it. there is a signal. Of course, that has to be from the collision. Yeah, it has to be. Well, it can be itself. Yeah. On player bully enter. So it's a collision from the node into the script. Signal hit. Speed. Screen size probably for the limits, I don't think. I'm pretty sure you cannot go past the limits. Yeah. Those are definitely the limits. Get rack size. And the first thing is to establish the size of the screen. There is a hide function here. Oh, I see. But why is the hide function? Already. Well, okay, let's keep looking at it. Okay, so now the height here makes sense because we are making the player invisible, unless I think this is for the start screen. Let's see, because on the start screen you don't see the player, so when you press start it becomes visible. So the hide in the ready function is for the start screen. Okay, so process, just normal movement, and these are all action press, not get axis like in the other one. So you're either press or don't press, so you get the max speed regardless. There's no way to modulate speed. So this is more traditional in what I think when it comes to 2D games, which was more unique in the other demo. Or I think actually where it was very unique, it wasn't the other demo, it was in the template for how do you call it? Let me see. In the template for character, wait, where is it? Collision object 2D, physics of body 2D. In the character body 2D. In the character body 2D, Let me create it and let me add a script. And if you go for the basic movement, it has the get axis, so you can modulate speed. That's something. So, unlike character body 2D, in which you can modulate speed with the analog stick, and this one, even if you press the analog stick, it's going to go at one speed because you have an action pressed and you don't do a calculation of speed based on an axis, which can give you a float. So in this one is an on-off switch, like I said, so either max speed, max speed, or nothing. And here's where you actually move the sprite, the player, based on the velocity plus the delta, which is the frames, or more like the speed at which the game works. This is probably the limit, I'm going to guess. A little bit of a guess here, but the limit of the screens. And velocity x. Okay, here's where you start flipping the sprite around. Function. Start position. Position, that's when it starts, so that's the position. And the show. So I'm going to guess that when you press the button for starting, it will, we will need to look at the HUD, but it will execute the start function on the player. That will be nice to see. That will be nice to see. And you no longer have collision. Okay. And this is how you kill the player. And of course, you just hide the player. As soon as it is hit, you emit the signal so it can do the function. And disable the collision. So let's check the HUD. So there is a signal. On start button press, and there's a message timer. So both of them are signals that come into the HUD, and we can see them here. And of course there's the score level, which is just a timer, and the message, which has various messages. That's one of the messages, but there are other messages. Like, get ready, probably uses the same message level. I mean, it's already there, why will you use another? and the start button. So everything is done through this script, so let's take a look. Show message, message level dot test, and you, of course, when using this function, you will tell the test. So you will enter the value of the test when using the function. So if we use the function right here, let's see. Okay, the show message, but I expected there to be more use for show message. Maybe it's on the main script, but yeah, right now the only time in which you use, and there's not a beginning message here, so the beginning message is somewhere else. But yes, when it's game over, of course, you the show message function with the value of the test, which is, of course, whatever you write here is what is going to be on the test. It's going to replace this. So during game over, but yes, we all know there are other messages, so the get ready is when you press the button, but who is controlling that one? There has to be a show message, get ready, but it's not here. So it has to be on the main script. Show message, look at it, get ready. Okay, so let's go back to the hood. I'm going to leave the main for last so that we can see how it all intertwines. We're already seeing a little bit of how it intertwines. But yeah. So start the game, yeah. We have the show message function. When it's game over, it's going to show the game over, and I'll wait a timeout, and then because it's going to reset itself, it's going to show so it pretty much reset itself to the start screen, which is with the Dutch decrypts message. And await, get through, create timer, timeout, start button, show. So if we lie, okay, so the Dutch decrypts appear first, and then it shows the start button. Okay, I see. So that's that await. This is this await. This is like a GIL function. This is like GIL because you're not, well, you're creating a timer. But instead of putting that function on the signal of the timer, right? Because when you have timers, you have the signal of the timer when it goes to 0, and then you have whatever you need to happen. But in this case, it's more like the GIL function on Unity. and I'm pretty sure, and I know that it's here because I will use it a little bit when I first started Godot, but I then stopped using it because I trusted the word of many people saying that it's not a good idea. I started using the timers like this, but I don't think await is on 3.5. I'm almost 100% sure that await has to be a new function in Godot 4 so that you can write code like this, right, in this way, instead of always just creating a timer and then creating a function for the timer. You can create everything. It's a good thing to know. It's a good thing to know. Then there's the option of the score. So, do we ever use the update score function here? We do not use the update score within this script, and I don't think we use it on the player script, so it has to be on the main script. So let's go back. I think we're pretty much done with, of course, these two are the signal functions. So one of them is for the one the button is pressed, and the other one is for the timeout is message timer. Timeout, okay. So let's see the main one. And this is where everything, all the magic comes together. And of course, so I'm going to guess that here in main scene is where you're going to instantiate the mobs, the enemies. That is also where you take care of the score. And of course the game over function, everything stops pretty much, except the death sound that it plays. And it shows the game over. Okay. It stops everything that is happening on the game loop, and it shows the game over message and the music. And of course the function new game, this is the score is changed to 0. Get tree, call groups, mobs. I wonder what this means, because I come from 3.5. I don't remember the and being used for mosh, but Q3 is a function. So I wonder if I'm telling everyone in a certain group to queue free. So everyone on the group mob is going to mob scene. Where is the mob scene? So there is a mob scene we haven't seen. And this mob scene does have a group that is the mobs group. So I see, and it has a script. That's good to know. That was something that was a little bit missing. It confused me a little bit, but now it makes sense. Now the function makes sense. Everyone on the group mobs is going to be queue free. Whenever there's a, in other words, it will disappear from the scene. So the player will get back to the start position. The timer will get restarted. The score, of course, because it's now 0, is going to the HUD, the score level is going back to 0. The show message ready, of course. And do we have the music on the new game? We don't have the music on the, or unless this is when you first start. This is when. Oh yeah, when they get ready function, of course. So when they get ready, the music starts. Okay. I see where I am right now. So this is an interesting thing, because I think, let me die first. So that's interesting that when you get to the title screen, I'm going to call this the title screen. The title screen. You can still see the mobs, the enemies. So they only disappear once you press start. I don't know if that's okay. Let's have a lot of that, and you can still see it. Press start, it disappeared. Huh. Didn't notice that until I saw the code, and now I can see that that's the intended behavior. I didn't even notice the behavior in the first place. So, on mob timeout, mob is equals mob instantiate, of course. We're instantiating. We're spawning the enemies pretty much. And there's a random location progress. So we can change. Can I change the location, or is this the direction in which the mob will spawn? Once they spawn, they never change direction, right? They just keep going. They just keep going whatever direction they were. Yeah. So you establish a direction in which, and that direction, of course, is applied to the mob. Once the mob, let me see, bar mob is the mob, so the enemy is the mob, and its rotation is going to be that direction you calculate here. So that's the direction in which it's going to spawn. And you control the velocity too. Wait. I mean, I think it did, but yeah, there are different velocities. That one is lower, yeah. Definitely. Some are faster. Some are way faster than others. No, not that much. So there's a clear, there's some small range for the velocities. And of course, you add the child. So you calculate everything that is the direction at which it's going to go, the location, the speed, and then it spawns. And you have the timers. one for the muff, and one for the score timer. So yeah, this is a more involved demo because you have more of an intertwine between the different scenes. I think the other one more, well, it didn't have, I think, more than one scene to start, so you didn't have those relationships. But yeah, still basic. But even the basic stuff for me, that's advanced. For you, this is kindergarten. For me, this is college level. How do you call it? Calculus and precalculus, and quantum physics, and that's how that's for me, this basic stuff, quantum physics for me. And when they go outside the screen, they automatically remove themselves. Visible on screen notifier. So this is a new node that is made precisely for this, because this wasn't on 3.5. So that's a cool thing. Function ready. Of course, playing off time. Okay, so this is just the sprite stuff. So yeah, I like this demo definitely way better than the other one. Maybe mainly because of the music. I think the music is killer music. If I didn't die so fast, I could hear the music forever. You need to be in the middle of the screen so that you have time to do. Oh, well, okay. Well, I'll guess this is for this time, and well, let's see the next demo how it's done and what we can learn.